Someone introduces themselves to you. You shake their hand, you hear their name, and 3 seconds later it's gone. Vanished. You're already panicking, smiling, nodding, hoping they'll say it again. But here's the strange part. You can sing every word of a song you haven't heard in 20 years. A jingle from a commercial that stopped airing when you were a child. Lyrics you never once tried to memorize. So why does your brain cling to a melody for decades but drop a name in seconds? The answer is far stranger than a bad memory. Because your brain isn't failing, it's doing exactly what it was built to do. Start with the name. Think about what a name actually is. It's an arbitrary sound. The label attached to a person carries no logic, no pattern, no meaning your brain can hook onto. There is nothing about the sound of a name that tells you anything about the person wearing it. It doesn't rhyme with their face. It doesn't follow from anything. It is to your brain a random noise assigned at birth. And random, meaningless information is the single hardest thing for a human brain to store. This has a name in psychology. It's sometimes called the next in line effect, and it points at something even worse. When you meet someone and you're about to introduce yourself back, your attention is not on their name at all. It's on you, on what you're going to say, on not seeming awkward. The moment they say their name is the exact moment your brain is busy rehearsing your own response. You never actually encoded the name. You can't forget something you never stored in the first place. The researcher who helps explain the deeper problem is Hermann Ebbinghaus, a German psychologist working in the 1880s. Ebbinghaus did something slightly mad. He spent years memorizing thousands of nonsense syllables, meaningless combinations like zoff or kib, and then tested how quickly he forgot them. What he discovered became known as the forgetting curve. Memory of meaningless information drops off a cliff. Within an hour, you've lost more than half of it. Within a day, most of it is gone. His nonsense syllables behaved exactly like a stranger's name, learned in a moment, gone almost as fast. Because to your brain, Zoff and Kevin are the same kind of thing. Sound without meaning. And sound without meaning does not survive. So why does a song survive? Why does it not just survive, but embed itself so deep that it plays uninvited in your head at 3 in the morning? To understand that, you have to understand that a song is almost the exact opposite of a name. A name is a single, isolated, meaningless sound. A song is a structure, and your brain adores structure. Think about everything a song gives your brain to hold onto. There's melody, a rising and falling pattern of pitch. There's rhythm, a repeating beat that your body physically syncs to. There's rhyme, which means each line actually predicts the next. There's repetition, the same chorus coming back again and again. And there's emotion, the feeling the song carried the first time it mattered to you. A name gives your brain one thread. A song hands it a woven rope. Every one of those features is a separate hook, and memory works by hooks. The more connections a piece of information has to other things, the more places your brain can grab it from later. The psychologists Fergus Craik and Robert Lockhart described this in the 1970s as levels of processing. Their idea was simple but powerful. The deeper and more richly you process information, the better you remember it. Shallow processing, just hearing a sound, barely leaves a trace. Deep processing, connecting something to meaning, to feeling, to pattern, carves it in. A name is processed shallowly, in a distracted instant. A song is processed at every level at once. You hear it, you feel it, you move to it, you sing along, you attach it to a summer, a person, a heartbreak. You are, without trying, doing the deepest possible processing. Of course it stays, but there's something even older underneath this, and here is where it gets strange. Rhythm and melody aren't just conveniences your brain happens to like. They may be the oldest memory technology humans ever invented. Think about it. For almost all of human history, there was no writing. None. For hundreds of thousands of years, everything a group knew, where to find water, which berries killed you, the stories of the ancestors, the maps of the land, all of it had to be stored in living human memory and passed by mouth. And how did people store enormous amounts of critical information without writing it down? They sang it. They put it into rhythm and rhyme and melody because that is the format the human brain preserves best. The oral traditions of cultures all over the world, epic poems thousands of lines long, genealogies, sacred texts, were memorized and transmitted for generations through song and meter. Researchers who study these traditions have pointed out that rhyme and rhythm act as error correction. If you misremember a word, the meter breaks, the rhyme fails, and you instantly know something's wrong. The song itself tells you when you've made a mistake. A name has no such protection. Get a name wrong and nothing in your brain objects. The structure that makes a song sticky is the same structure that once kept entire civilizations' knowledge alive. So your brain is not broken. It is running software optimized over 100,000 years for exactly one job. Remember the pattern, the rhythmic, the emotional, the meaningful, and let the random noise fall away. In the world that built your brain, a melody carried survival. A name was just a sound the tribe agreed on, and there were only ever a few dozen of them to know. Now look at your life. You are asked to remember hundreds, thousands of names. Coworkers, clients, acquaintances, names from a single introduction at a party, names attached to faces you'll see once. Your ancient memory system, built for a village, is being handed a stadium. And it does what it was always going to do. It treats each name as low-value noise and quietly discards it, exactly as it discarded Ebbinghouse's nonsense syllables, exactly as it was designed to. Here's the twist that should change how you feel about this. Forgetting a name isn't a sign your memory is weak. It's a sign your memory is efficient. A brain that remembered every random sound with equal weight would be buried in useless noise within a week. Forgetting is not a bug in the system. It is one of the most important features your brain has. The ability to let go of the meaningless is what lets you hold on to what matters. Your brain is a filter, not a recording device, and thank goodness for that. And there's a practical secret hidden in all of this. If names vanish because they're meaningless, then the way to remember one is to give it meaning. Repeat it out loud. Link it to something. Picture it. Turn the empty sound into a structure with hooks, and suddenly it behaves less like a name and more like a song. You're not fixing a broken memory. You're just finally feeding it the kind of information it was built to keep. So the next time a name slips away 3 seconds after you hear it, don't be embarrassed. You are not bad with names. You are running a beautifully designed ancient machine that decided correctly that this particular sound wasn't worth the storage. The same machine that will tonight replay a song you didn't ask for, word for word, note for note, from 20 years ago. Someone introduces themselves to you. The name is already fading, but somewhere in the back of your mind, a melody you'd forgotten you knew is just beginning to play.